Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. I am your humble story guide, Scott. Here are my awesome players. My pronouns are he, him. Their information is on the screen in the show notes, anywhere you want to look at it. When last we left our freelance scions, they were still living it up in Pearl City, the Oceana City in the Caribbean area that has a very positive reputation and love of scions. They are considered celebrities just by being what they are. A lot of partying, a lot of fun time, a lot of boosting their own reputations at various nightclubs. And also, they are still has as of yet to meet their prospective clients who have brought them here for some sort of shockingly new illegal mission that has yet to reveal itself through Damian's fixer. But you have been given a pre-mission, which is to harass and gaslight and otherwise just make life unpleasant here on Pearl City for a pretty popular bang group by the name of Anime AOK. To that function, you guys have been given tickets to one of their big shows in one of the more bigger arenas, entertainment venues here. And so we come in as you guys are there is kind of a like a lobby area that everyone is sort of being filtered in through. And this particular performance has the option of being either just a pure spectator, in which case you are just sort of filtered up to the stands where you have like a good vantage point of like the whole thing, or to be a participant, in which you'll be sort of on the floor and their dance team will be going up amongst you, and there will also be some sort of BioWare provided telepathic muscle memory induction, which will allow anyone who is a participant to more easily learn the dance moves and thus be a part of the show.
Okay.
Sorry. What line is everyone getting into? Are you all going in the same line? Are you all splitting up in any way? What's the plan?
I, in the link, I already had the link up before we left, and
Okay.
I also have alertness activated in case something
Sure.
absolutely catastrophic is about to go down.
Sure.
But I
Makes
say
sense.
I'm gonna use hinder
Okay.
to and activate that, and it will show me. This will just be for scouting
Mm-hmm.
the best location with which to hinder hinder them from
Okay.
doing their show tonight.
All right. Are you doing that while you're in the lobby or but when you get into the arena?
Well, that was my next question. Did you guys, were we all going to go into the control line, or are we just watching tonight?
Oh no, I wanted to be part of it. I figured if I was there, I could get a better feel.
Tell you what, you guys do what you're going to do. I'm going to stay in the spectator line so I can sneak around and like figure out places to screw with them.
Yep.
Okay, so Vega's going the participant line, Asher is going into the spectator line. What about Damian and Alex?
I am going to get into the participant line because I want access to that. Actually, I don't think I need to be directly connected to it. So I'm actually gonna be in the spectator line as well.
Okay.
I guess I'll be in the participant line then.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, the two of you who are going to the spectator line, quick and easy, your tickets are scanned. And yeah, I mean this is you guys are basically head up to like escalators that take you up to stands. It's not really a thing where everyone has like assigned seating or anything. Seating is actually pretty sparse around the whole of the thing. There's sort of an expectation that you'll get up and change seats so that you can get different vantage points of what's going on. And there are like concessions and whatnot. It's very much it's a much more fluid kind of spectator arena. So yeah, you do have freedom of movement. You're not expected to just stay in your seat, but they want you to get up and move around.
Okay.
Going into the participant line, this is leaves you kind of to a part of the arena that has been cleared away. There are holographic projections on the ground, going all around, going through stretching routines, like doing
Nice.
some calisthenics, getting limber. And there are about 24 people kind of in like official band gear, going around, going out handing out like digital waivers, like going through a little bit of a spiel. And they are kind of, as people are going through like stretching moves, a little bit of like basic dance moves. There's like holograms that pop up here and there to like explain the telepathic induction, and like just get people kind of used to it. Like there's like a small area that people kind of filter through where they like experience what it's like to have the physical movements inducted into them, so that it's not a surprise when it happens. Are you guys just like kind of going through the program, or are you getting up to something while this sort of inducting process is underway?
I'm going through the induction process right now,
Mhm.
but I'm also just like mentally thinking like, okay, what can I do? How would I, would any of my agenda boosts help with this or hinder this, or kind of just thinking it through.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're going through, and then what about you, Damon? Are you getting up to anything?
I am doing my I'll be going through kind of limbering up, probably not really using their
There, okay,
methods so
sure,
much as like, things that we learned in our combat training and
gotcha.
stuff
Yeah, sure.
because, all that
Uh,
goodness. I'm also just sort of keeping an eye out and
okay,
just watching people.
sure. Yeah, I mean, most people, the majority of people here are fellow participants, fellow
Mhm.
people who are here for that. The people in band gear, one of them does eventually sort of come up to Vega, and they have this sort of digital tablet, uh, and it's a little funny when they approach you. Your senses sort of resonate a little bit with them, and you notice that they have a pair of BioWare kind of like ear coverings on them.
Mm-hmm.
um and you kind of get just kind of a vibe from them, as you feel like something like actively being channeled from it. If you'd like to roll attunement to try and get some details about that.
Yeah. Okay, so that is just psi?
It's psi plus your highest psi mode.
Okay. These things. Shoot, that's right, I forgot. 5, and then 4. I'll do this quietly. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. Yeah, you're just able to like kind of get the feel of what, and you realize that they are using Curlian Eye on you.
Ha!
But like it doesn't feel kind of natural, like it doesn't feel like a practice thing. And you realize that these biotech like ear things are giving them that basic ability.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they sort of scan you over, and as they're sort of handing over your and as they're sort of like handing the waiver over, you see that like an additional box shows up, that says, your privacy being assured, but if you would like to additionally consent to lending your psionic talents to the performance, please check here.
Just like real quick over the link. Should I?
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Do it.
Yeah, no, this is research.
I'll listen.
Okay. Yep. She'll go ahead and click that thing in.
I mean, no matter what happens to you, I'm sure you'll be fine, and we'll be able to, keep an eye.
Awesome. Yeah, you click that, and then it says, and it basically it sends, it establishes kind of a link to your mini comp, and it says, after inductions, there'll be further information about that aspect of it. And a couple minutes later, one of these people comes up to you, Damian, as well.
Mhm.
And you don't necessarily get the same vibe because you don't have the technique.
Yeah.
But they do hand you that waiver, and you do see that like that box pops up about you as well.
Over the link,
Are you
but I'm not. I'm not
Not
sure if
you.
I should.
Not you. Not you.
You could be control.
You'll be. That's a great idea. Now we're doing science. At least I think so.
Yeah,
That's how science works, right?
Yeah.
it's more than I'm afraid of.
Yes, that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, you
and
click,
so I will not check that box.
you'll click no, and the box just sort of
Sorry.
disappears. But this is also just like a kind of pretty standard participant waiver for physical activity. Like it's saying, please go through the stretching exercises. You will be assessed for physical readiness for it, and if you're found not to be fit, we will escort you up to the spectator area. So it looks like they're actually like going through like they do not want people hurting themselves, and are taking that fairly seriously. But yeah, eventually you guys do run through the induction process. You guys kind of go through this little box where it has sort of an example of you feel like just sort of like a little telepathic nudge of like you hear like the sound like jump, and whether you lean into it or not, you either just do a standard jump or like you're guided to do it in a very specific way. There's no compulsion to it. It is very much if you want to do this, doing it, this will guide you into how to do it in a way that looks cool and in sync with everyone else. So it is like a very low level telepathic thing that just like taps into muscle memory and allows you to move in very specific ways. But yeah, so eventually you guys head up to the spectator stands. Like I said, it's very open with the expectation moving around. And you guys can see this sort of it's very much like a sports arena, how it's set up. There's a big field. And there's like big like screens set up in various places, but it is very much an open field. And there is very clearly kind of at the top of the arena, sort of attached to the top of it, a big system for lights, and anyone with an ounce of like dramatic flair is like, oh, that's going to come down at some point, and that's where they will be. Sort of the stage area.
Amazing.
Excellent.
But yeah, so you all sort of the big countdown starts to go down. Yes, Alex, do you have a thing?
While they were getting ready, I wanted to go ahead and activate tap.
Okay.
I want to pay attention to like the stuff pre-show before the music starts.
Mhm.
The basically, so Alex has an understanding of what how the data being sent is structured, just for simple things like jump and muscle memory. So
yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll for tap.
Okay.
If you're going to be examining that.
Yeah, I activated least resistance, which is mostly just for exit plan if I need to get out.
Sure.
But also hinder, which is kind of a weird version of usage of hinder, just because it's more. I think it mostly thinks of it as a combat ability.
Yeah.
But in this case, I wish to know how to hinder them in their performance, and just I'll kind of be led to. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I'll just
I mean, your
your
attention gets drawn up to that big like stage area. Like
so,
you think that they're like their tech is all up there.
So Alex, if we link, you can just tap into that and learn everything you need to know about their pneumatics and all that shit.
Well, what's your attunement ranges? What's Alex's attunement range?
medium.
Medium, okay.
But aren't ours when we link? Doesn't it become?
Yeah,
It's
if
mine.
when you link to them, that becomes fucking galactic.
Yeah.
But I would say, you would need at least long to get to the big stage from the stands.
Okay.
I don't think.
Uh,
Let's just link up.
Okay.
So I got
Okay.
to decide for that to link up
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, and then we can spend. I'll spend a power for your tap.
Yep.
Spend a point for your tap.
Yeah. So you get into their system up there, and you're just sort of monitoring things.
For now, yeah, I'm probably going to be activating access soon.
Sure.
We'll see how it feels too, and that's what. But basically, that was so I can. That was so I have the basic understanding of what the data over the wire, what it looks like as it's being broadcast to them.
Yeah. I mean, there clearly is like most of the technology for like the sound and audio and like all the sort of the sensory information is very hard tech. It's going out over wireless opnet connections, very kind of stock standard, pretty decent security. But the telepathic stuff is going through a BioWare like mega computer kind of thing. Like it is so with a like BioWare emitter that is attached to under the stage. And that operates on sort of a different level because it's operating on noetic BioWare mechanisms.
So
But you are tapped into both of those systems.
okay, cool.
Well, I will say you will have to choose which system you want to tap into because they are two independent systems.
Yeah, and I can only do one at a time. For now, since I was for now, I want to be tapped into the BioWare system, the one that manipulates the crowd. But I will probably shift my attention during the show at some point.
Okay, no problem.
I'll be glad to be your range extender.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, did anyone else have anything they wanted to do before the show gets started?
Sadly, I'm not that kind of scion.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, actually, I send over the link. I'm like, let's see what this does, and I try to send Vega a jump command that's outside of theirs, basically. Oh wait, no, I have to use access.
You would need access to do that.
Yep. Well, shit. I probably should have just used that one.
Yeah, the only thing I can do is if anybody thinks that they need a boost to their force or resilience attribute, I can do that.
Yeah.
But I don't have finesse, which would probably be the better one to use right now.
Speaking of which, you do get an update on that sort of communication channel of like basically like suggestions like, hey, if you can boost the physical aspects of some of our dance team members, also yourself if you wanted to engage in some high acrobatics, like there's a thing like you kind of get you get something of a very truncated schedule, excuse me, that like some really high jumps would be really cool right around here if you wanted to boost specific people and or yourself.
I mean, I'll throw that to Damian since like if you want that.
Yeah, sure.
But just like, so you have kind of like a timeline of when it would be cool to boost specific people, like giving them the ability to jump really high with like enhanced muscles.
I did not get a Jundus 4, so I cannot do finesse, but I can do might.
Vertical jumps might.
Yep. Yeah, so like that's kind of like the suggestion that they feed to you.
Yeah, sure.
And Damian over the link will just go, yeah, absolutely. Look, I have, I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of anybody of that particular mini comp if it comes down to it, but otherwise I am happy to do whatever we need to do to cover for whatever shady shit that y'all are doing up above.
What's Damian Psi 5, right? So what's their attunement range? I can look that up. That's in the Psi thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I am Psi 5.
Pretty
damn
far. I think it's like 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Let me just double check that. Yeah, that is actually pretty good. Yeah, so you can absolutely reach the stage with your teleportation fairly easily. Cool. Yeah, so the music starts to play. the dance team like sort of spills out through the participants and starts like doing like pretty basic but very like very very like kind of interactive back and forth dance thing as the move starts to play. Like holographic images start to splash themselves all over the various screens, both of just like really kick-ass graphics and like images of the band themselves doing stuff. Like some of them look like pre-rendered, others of them are like shadowy and like clearly like live but like before they've revealed themselves. And then eventually a point comes when like that big shade just kind of like drops down about 50 feet and it opens up and like light just pours over the crowd as like they are kind of at the edges of it, manning all of their machines and singing and dancing. It is very very like well, and like it's so incredibly well choreographed amongst their own people. And that's when the pulses of telepathic suggestions start to go out through the crowd, and people just sort of jump in. And there's this elaborately like choreographed, like hundreds of people dance number starts to kick off. And it is genuinely impressive. I will say that as it gets going, there are some conditions that get put on the field through the special edge that Bang Artists gets, many frequencies. There is a condition, Go With It, which gives you 3 enhancement to participate in the show. There is Everything's Gonna Be All Right, which mitigates 3 levels of any complications that might prevent you from getting down and getting funky. And You Can Do Anything, which reduces the difficulty of any actions by 3. So people are just fucking jazzed. Like everyone just suddenly becomes like very suave and capable. Inhibitions that might like, oh no, I'd look stupid doing that. No one thinks that. Like everyone just immediately gets into it, and this becomes an incredibly chill vibe. The point in the show where if you wanted to boost a couple of people starts coming up, Vega. So you start handing that out.
I'll start with the closest people.
Yeah, they specifically direct you to like members of the dance team, because like these are people who are actually getting paid to do this. They would hate if someone were to like do a really big jump and fuck it up, even though they've made countermeasures against that. Why don't you go ahead and roll for yourself and for Damian to see how much your might gets boosted.
Yep. Do that. Let's see, that's force. So it's 2 psi. And can add 1 dot to, in this case, might. So
yeah. Well, doesn't it add like per successes?
1 dot to target's force attribute for every success spent, up to a maximum of 7 dots for each attribute.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you would roll and yeah. So roll for the 2 of you to see how much you boost each other. You boost the might.
Okay. So it's just
it's a psi plus
agenda, whatever the level is.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, that is a 4 successes on the first one.
Okay, so you can boost your might up by 4, up to the limit of 7.
Yep, and that is 3 successes on the second.
Okay, so Damian, you can add 3 to your might as long as it doesn't go over 7.
Okay.
Okay, so then if you want to both make a might plus athletics roll.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be stupid. That's the exact same number of dice. Excellent. 2 successes.
Okay.
Here we go. Choose the right kind of dice, Johnathan. That is 6 successes.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
nice. Of course.
Yeah.
Ooh, elite.
So, and you both get 3 enhancement on that from the condition. And complications gets negated, the difficulties go down. So yeah, you both describe like this weird, like this incredibly enhanced vertical leap that you do.
Okay. Yeah, I can see Vega's kind of being like, once you get the momentum going on the trampoline,
Mm-hmm.
and you just like do the really big like jump at the but yeah, I expect Demons is gonna be super baller.
Yeah, you definitely got the spirit in you. So how does Damian do it?
I'm willing to say with 6 successes, there's
Total of 9.
either, huh?
Total of 9 because you have 3 enhancement.
Jesus,
Oh,
9.
God, that's right.
I mean, a little pirouette and flip kind of thing in midair might happen.
As
All
it come
right.
down, like I just throw you
Yeah.
back up for another
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you well, you just because you said that you weren't gonna like lend your teleportation, would you show off a bit?
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
mean, there's no way that I wouldn't because I'm a little shit.
Mhm.
We all know that I'm a
You
little
got the
shit.
flashy powers.
If I have a suggestion, you could use your blink ability for the first time
I could.
and like jump, come back down, blink back up.
Yeah.
And you even have so many field effects on you that you might not worry about it
Yeah,
too
like
much.
you actually
That
like
actually
just
is an excellent
yeah,
point.
you're like the music and the sounds and everything actually like you're just feeling great. Like these effects, whatever power these kids have is the thought of something
Perfect.
going wrong is so far from your mind. So
Then
yeah,
absolutely, I will be using I will be doing Blink for the very first time.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you jump, come down, blink back up before you hit the ground, come back down again. Vega catches you and throws you back up and jumps up with you. And like as soon as this like little performance starts, like lights immediately focus on the two of you. And like everyone kind of like stops and you guys are the stars of the show for a little bit.
Yes.
And like
Awesome.
Way to keep a
yeah,
low profile. Great job.
yeah,
Not impressed.
and yeah. So in the stands, while you guys are watching all of this go down and like this really elaborate, instantly choreographed, like energetic dance routine going on, are you guys going to be out getting up to anything?
I'm gonna go remote view from the center of their little stage.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch them.
Okay.
They look at each other.
Mhm.
How they feel about each other. You know,
Well, I mean,
no, I'm gonna.
if you would like to make an empathy roll with,
Well, that's what I mean. I need to be near them and see what their
Mhm.
facial features are doing and
Sure,
whatnot
yeah,
as they
yeah,
look at
absolutely,
each
yeah,
other.
you can absolutely be remote
Psychology.
viewing.
If anyone's missing anything.
Yeah, go ahead and just spend for the remote viewing ability. You're close enough that I don't care about a roll.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna be
then give me an empathy roll.
sure. Sorry, vampire was yesterday, so I'm getting
Yeah.
back to it. There it is. Probably cunning. There it is.
Yeah.
Cunning and empathy. Yes. Two successes.
How many?
Two.
Two. You look around, like they're obviously up there, like they've got their sound person on the mixing board. There's the light engineer, the choreographer, like they're all kind of in the mix of it. And they just like have fucking game faces on. Like this is what they live for.
Good.
And like, if there's any beef or any sort of disunity, it's put away.
They are truly lords of synth.
They are truly lords of synth. They are in it to win it. They are artists, and yeah. But yeah, so like they are kind of in it to win it. And you actually see uh, kind of like the main vocalist and the the dance choreographer, like they get on like they start putting on like these kind of backpacks, and you see them as they get ready, and they jump from the stage
Motherfucking
with like
jetpacks.
with fucking jetpacks, and like jump down into the crowd,
leaving old Joe
mm-hmm.
to not get to use his jetpack.
Okay.
No, I'm just, hey man, all I'm doing is, well, I don't get to dance or jump. I just got to watch these people and see if I
Yeah.
can fuck with them somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if
if you
someone has
want.
a teddy bear or some
Mhm.
other weird totem that is somewhere sitting near their board or anything like that, I need to know.
Sure, yeah. Give me a
Wow.
let's see. Like yeah, you can like that
Oh, I'm
empathy roll is
diabolical.
for them,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Give me a larceny roll.
Oh yeah. I'm not good at this, but I know how to fuck with people.
Just to kind of like case the area and see where any personal items might be.
Oh, I failed. Well, at least that's momentum for the pool.
Yeah, it is.
That's not important enough to me to
I mean,
burn momentum
unless
on.
you'd like to spend momentum to yeah, but if not, yeah.
Do
So yeah,
you
you
guys?
kind of
Yeah, I think that's not important enough. I
yeah.
think
I
we can
mean,
do this otherwise.
you
Not
think
yet.
that they like it's entirely logical that they would have personal items up here. It seems like a pretty safe space to have them,
Mhm.
and still be nearby, but you don't see any like cubby holes or anything where they might have stashed.
Oh yeah, I got the perfect memory installed, I think.
Mhm.
So I'll just
Yeah, you can review it
click a
later.
click a click a click a. Just remember.
What about Alex? Are you doing anything while the
Uh,
show's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna keep gathering, keep my analysis up.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
No problem.
All the shows actually happening of the telekinesis, and then I want to switch to trying to access their the other the rest of the system, the sound, lights,
Sure.
etc.
Are you trying to tap into it, or are you actually gonna try and access it?
I'm going to, well, so I guess because they're two separate abilities, right now I'm just trying to learn about it
Okay.
and not to take active control. So I guess just tap.
Okay. Yeah. Make a roll for a tap to kind of get into their hard tech systems. But you have a pretty good idea of like how the telepathic circuit functions.
Yeah, I figure I will make use of that either later today or in the future. That is 5 successes.
Awesome. Yeah, you are absolutely in. Let's see if there's any. Does tap give you any like things that you can spend successes on?
I can spend, well, if the stuff's encrypted, I could spend 2 successes and roll Enigma plus Intellect to try to read what's in the encryption, what to try to break it basically, and
Yeah, go ahead and give me and yeah, you can make an intelligence enigmas roll to try and break their encryption.
uh, that's the only thing I can spend it on. So that is 2 on the dice. Plus, I will go ahead and spend however many of those successes if that was
Yeah.
3 extra.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. With you overcome the difficulty you get in, you have a couple of successes, you can get into their system and like put in a little back door if you want.
Yep,
How
that is
much
the
side did you spend just now?
Oh, just well, I didn't have to spend any for that because that's a level 1.
Did you activate you activated a power though?
Well, I have to do the power, so I think both have to spend 1 for that, right?
Indeed. I just wanted to keep track.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, so you absolutely get into their system. Like I said, on the dance floor, 2 of the members of the band put on like little gravity jetpacks and like jump down and like do kind of a superhero landing. And they actually both of them land near the 2 of you. And like just kind of like make the hey, let's dance kind of invitation. And you guys kind of get up close with them. When you're like
All
seeing
right.
these guys up close, it's clear that these guys are like 18. Both of them are like 18, 19. These are just barely not children. but like super glammed up, like really good athletics. This is very much future LMFAO got people here. And like, yeah, they definitely capitalize upon the fact that you guys stole the show there for a bit to like do some like back and forth dancing with you. Um, uh, and they're like, one of them, the dance choreographer. I know I gave these guys names last time.
You need their names.
Yeah.
It is the choreographer is, and we're getting to the bottom of the notes. Choreographer is Radical Flow.
Radical Flow, yeah.
Flash Pop is the other one.
Mhm.
It's the other person down there dancing.
Mhm.
And Feedback Joe is sound engineer up on top.
Yeah, he's up there. But yeah, so Radical Flow like gets up with you, Damian, and like, fucking sick portals, man.
Thanks much.
And like, yeah, so they dance with you go for a little bit before they start moving out into the crowd, like dancing with everybody. And yeah, I mean, like, there's actually, a little bit of hangers on, like people who fail to get caught in their wave seem to kind of like start hanging around the two of you.
Yeah, that's right. We're awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Distraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't look at me. Look at him. Look at him being awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, and like, the effects start to like center in on the two of them. Like they become the point from which all of like the lighting and the sound start to be emitted from. Like it very much becomes just like there are these two focal points that start moving through the crowd. And the dancing and the lights and the sound and the music all kind of starts to begin to reach a crescendo. The performance is only about 30 minutes. Given like the high intensity of it, they couldn't do like a 2-hour concert of this.
No.
More waivers.
Yeah, like everyone would get tired out if they were to do this for more than about 30 minutes. So yeah, it quickly builds up into this like radical fucking crescendo where the telepathic wave just kind of really like reach a peak that like gets everyone in this like super synchronized, very complicated dance maneuver that like seen from the stands, like you see like a mandala of bodies as they like form into this like symbol that is just very briefly, and then like sand gets scattered as the climax fully hits and the music starts to wind down.
Well, make a note of whatever that was. I say to
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
And then like, yeah, and then there's just like high fives and hugs, and everybody like the two members like just keep going around.
Well, I gotta say, after seeing that, guys, this job makes me feel like shit. But I guess we gotta do what we gotta do.
We're not hurting them. We're just making them
I
not be
know,
here.
but they're just having such a nice time.
We're here to have a good time if we fuck with this.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to give me a culture roll?
Yes.
Sure.
Anything to help me justify what we're about to do to myself.
Alex, you can add your Nova Core specialty +1 die.
Ooh.
As I give the game away.
Oh, okay.
Mind if I throw an unskilled one to help?
Sure. Yeah, if you want. Anyone can make the roll, but yeah. It's just cool.
Oh fuck, y'all don't need me.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex, you like watching through the performance and like going through the things. Yeah, that kind of rumor of like in like very subtle imagery of like golden age novas, particularly sovereign, it's woven in throughout the entire performance. Like her image is like splashed on the wall occasionally. Occasionally there's a projection of her amongst the dance floor, like as just like an additional person. Yeah, they are very clearly she and other golden age novas are featured in the performance in an incredibly subtle way, but you catch every reference.
do I get any idea of like, other than isn't this awesome? Is there any like ideology or point? Is there anything that seems attached to it that I can tell? Like, are they trying to say something, or are they just employing the imagery because they like it?
You got pretty high on that roll. I'll say it's not a strong message, but it like the vibe that you get was, remember they weren't all monsters.
That's even a really good message.
Oh man.
These kids are all right. Oh well.
Mhm. But yeah, so
No, they're not all
Oh man.
like over the link. They're not all right. It doesn't matter how good you want to try to pretend any of them are. Look at what they fucking did. We don't fall down that trap.
Oh no, I mean, Ship's former maker seemed like was probably a pretty okay dude.
You don't know
Lady,
that, though.
unclear. In between.
Mm.
yeah, so yeah, the performance, like I said, takes about 30 minutes. It's like a very intense, like very cathartic 30 minutes. Like people are like crying in joy and like having gone through this very like intense physical experience. And yeah, it's just like very it is kind of a like, even though the performance is over, like the arena is open for another like 40 minutes or so for people to just like kind of come down and process it. Um uh it looks like right before Radical Flow and what was the other one? Sorry, I should remember my own PCs. Those
Flash
two.
pop.
Flash Pop. Before they go, they kind of circle back around to Vega and Damian, and just like they're like, "Thanks for joining the show. Thanks for contributing. It was
Yeah.
really cool of you guys to do that." And Radical Flow like pops out like a digital business card, and like kind of hands it out to, but offers it up to us.
Accepted.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was
like,
great. You guys
cool.
did an
Yeah,
awesome
we've
show.
got other shows. I mean, like, feel free to show up, and like, there's we can put you guys on the list, especially if you want to contribute to the vibe.
You
Definitely.
guys will make a very good distraction.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
but
I'd love to.
they head back out. They don't like no, they do absolutely, like, as kind of like a last beat of the show, like do a round of high fives and then like gravity jump back up to the stage. And yeah,
Very
so
cool.
people start to filter out of the place, just everyone very happy and chill.
We should all leave separately. We're on
Yes, we
camera.
should.
Yep. I want to check out the chill room, the calm down room.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely like there are areas to the side of like, concerts tend to last a couple of hours, so they've got the space for a while. So yeah, there's like many little like calm areas with water, like there's like a flashing image, rehydrate.
Not in the same area, but going to rehydrate.
Yeah, blinking like arrows leading to water stations.
Very nice.
Yeah, like, and then yeah, there's like various places where people are like calming down and processing what they've been through.
Okay.
So
cool.
you all kind of trickle out separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're masked, but
Mhm.
well, I am for sure. I'll have my e-mask on for this.
Gotcha. Cool beans. Yeah. So do you guys just sort of like reconvene back at your suite?
Yeah, let's do
Later
some
in the night?
planning.
Sure. Yeah. So you guys definitely reconvene, get back into your suite. Some of you a little more tired than others.
I think that when y'all get there, Davy is just like sprawled on one of the couches.
And
I am
then
not that old, but God, I feel old right now.
Asher immediately teleport belly flops onto you. You did
What?
it! You did it! You did it!
I'm gonna give him a hug.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. We did. You're getting there. All right.
Yeah,
Now let's
I
ruin
did
these
it.
kids' lives.
Oh, no.
We'll ruin their like week. It's not a big deal.
It's
They're
just
fine.
we're just fucking with a couple of days of their time realistically.
I
Well,
know.
getting them out of town means making them cancel the rest of their performances, or at least I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
if I were some jerk asking us to do this, I might count those performances as ticks on
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they do their full tour, that might not count, and then leave, then it might not. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
make them leave
Yeah,
after they
absolutely
were
doesn't.
going to leave.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a great
Give
job.
No,
We'll
no,
give them a
you
vacation
you
package
definitely
somewhere.
think that the number of performances that they have to cancel will be a gauge of some sort.
So, I pull out the cork board and I roll out the board, and it has like the 3 members. It has the circle with like, is it anime okay or anima a okay?
Anime, okay.
Anime okay.
Weebs.
That helps a little.
Because if it was anima
I was
a
just
okay, I was like,
just sitting on the bed like I could fuck with this so easily. At least, but I don't want to.
Like
That was
the various words flow together in that kind of way.
yeah, so we have a couple. So I also have on the board, the Blue Nebula band group, with their lead singer Kelpie and a big broken heart symbol between her and Feedback Joe. They just went through a nasty breakup. I have
Mhm.
little cat fight clouds around the whole group because they messy. Let's see what
You
else.
have a lot of time on your hands, man.
I just got back like 30 minutes before everyone else did. The cork, they brought up the cork board for me. It was a weird
That's
ask, but
fair. That's fair.
now I did have to like print off this stuff because I can't draw for shit. That's not true.
I was
Let's
gonna
see.
say, of course, it's not true. I remember you.
I can do some art. But yeah, that's about what I know. So we have a couple of options here as far as I see it. Obviously, full disruption of their equipment or destruction of their equipment would make destroying the telepathic rig would end this like that. Like that's done. Like they wouldn't be we'd have to break it beyond repair.
I was thinking more subtly, just making things happen out of time and out of beat, so that it lost some of the vibe and the magic. But destroying it would be a little more difficult for me, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, sure, there was a lot of jumps and stuff, but I didn't see anything that would have necessarily will actually get people hurt if it's out of sync.
No, actually,
That was kind of my
taking,
idea. I don't want to hurt anyone,
Yeah.
obviously.
I mean,
right. They definitely kept safety in mind as
Yeah.
they were.
well, obviously we don't. Yes, we definitely don't want to use the telepathic thing to make anyone get hurt because obviously that is not the way we want to do
Oh,
this.
no.
But
What
we
I'm
do, but
saying
we
is that
make the show
it,
bad. On the other hand,
yeah,
making the show
exactly.
shitty is our option number one. I feel like that's kind of like the most subtle way to do it. Is make the show not good.
I
Then
do feel
obviously
like
oh, go ahead, Vega.
I was just thinking something they have that the others don't or wouldn't necessarily have, those flight suits that they use to come down.
Oh, they're jetpacks.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe
They
it
fall to.
works too well.
I feel like either one of those could harm them very badly because they are normal, not
I mean,
non-dunked folk.
if it doesn't fire, it doesn't hurt them.
It's true. Well, I will say though that they did. If I in my mind palace, I seem to remember they jumped and then hit the rockets.
Yes.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
You'll
I
have to
do.
pardon me. I was a
No, you were on
little
your thing.
occupied.
I was watching the stage. I was on the stage with them. So
Disruptive after they get to the ground floor, so they're stuck down there. That might be fun.
yeah, shorting out those,
Yeah.
messing with the sound system to include Alex, what's that thing you mentioned that makes people uncomfortable?
Oh, that was an idea I had, introducing infrasound into the sound system.
Oh,
That's part
yes.
of what did I get the idea that it was capable of those
Oh,
frequencies?
yeah, absolutely. It's a full
I mean, if you want to end the show right then, that'll
That's
do
one of
it.
the most
That'll do it.
because that is obviously
Math,
the bad acoustics or a problem that they will be plagued by until they go somewhere else.
it can't, and like that's I mean, that'll cause a lot of discomfort, maybe some hallucination, some hysteria, I guess. But like,
I would at least try to. Well, I'd try to go subtle with it, but the because the emotions and people are wide open while they're at a show, so it might have a stronger effect. I don't
Mhm.
know about all that.
I mean,
yeah,
I didn't.
Messing with the sound, may just messing with the mix as well as that introducing infrasound would be enough to really put a damper on a lot of it.
I s- I think that is like the most humane, simple, easy thing that basically is risk-free for us too.
Yep.
Because the thing is, like, it's good that we got in with them, but if they meet us and then the next, like, very suddenly things go badly for them, they will, or at least their handlers, if they don't notice, their management will notice,
Yeah.
or at least will go looking for reasons.
Yep.
Believe me, there's more lawyers forming these kids than there probably are like actual friends.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That's so sad.
It's life as like a person of note. It sucks, and sometimes you just like run away to Australia or somewhere else.
In outer space, very far
Run
away.
away to Australia, outer space, join a
Nice.
psi order.
Yeah,
Some weirdos
but
on Luna, you know.
yeah, just
Yeah.
whatever.
And join the circus. Here we all are.
But do you think you could? Oh, go ahead.
No, just yeah, so you guys are putting the plan together. Um uh
Now,
yeah, the BioWare is certainly vulnerable, especially when you have a Clairsentient and a Vitakinetic who can mess with it at range. You can definitely fuck with the sound system, introducing like messing with the performance. So you have a lot of options available to you.
yeah, we can like through using me as a. I mean, all of us linking up and acting at the same time will be very psi intensive. So we'll have to be kind of careful about that. So we'll have to plan our moves, But with me, you can just do whatever you want, wherever you want in there. Use any of your powers on anybody. That'll be. So I think that's a pretty good way to
Yeah, you wouldn't
handle
even
it.
have to be at the show to do it.
No,
Yeah,
we could just do it from here if we wanted to.
It's not incorrect.
Be cheapest, easiest, and the least likely to cause blowback for us. So I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, now that I think about it, we should just like do it from like, well, we should go not to here in case somehow someone figures out that it was
Yeah.
us somehow.
Yeah,
They
just go to a bar.
maybe they have a Clairsentient. I don't know. Well, no, I feel like they would have used that anyway. Yeah, we'll just go to we'll go
if they
somewhere
had
else.
access to a Clairsentient, like any bang group who has like access to a Clairsentient, they're doing Mercy and Bang. Like that is like the hottest shit. Yeah, so okay, so you guys are gonna like sabotage the next performance. Is that what I'm hearing is the plan?
Probably.
Are we
Yeah.
willing to try anything else with them?
I wouldn't sabotage the next one. I say we let them go. I say we let them have one more good one.
Yep.
Don't want them to meet us, then have a bad thing happen, and in fact,
That's true.
We want them to think it's Pearl City that is cursed for them, not us that's cursed for them.
the other
That's true.
thing that I would strongly suggest, Alex, do you happen to know how good opnets are at like? I don't know this stuff myself. I've just been on the social sphere long enough to know about sock puppeting. Like, how easy is sock puppeting to detect these days around here?
Roll. Would that be culture or technology to know that? How good they
That
are?
would be technology, yeah.
Oh no.
Not that thing I'm really
That's
good at.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to say anything awful about them personally or anything like that. We just have to have a very voluminous number of not fake looking people saying the show was garbage.
Yelp review.
I got 2 successes for that.
It's actually not very so with data analytics and like this kind of like uh the very like high intensity security system, it can be relatively easy to do, but there are like really intensive countermeasures that can like pick it up and counteract it. It would take a like a concerted like you have to put some resources behind like a serious sock puppet campaign.
Well.
However, doing it through technokinetic means, you can do so like fingerprintless and like perfectly, because that is the power of technokinesis, the power to get into systems, bypass security, without like any of the traditional traces. Like you like it would take another technokinetic to even have a chance at detecting or so yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable, but with the magic key that is technokinesis, it would be much more easy to do so.
I relay that. I mean, not that hard. You know, I I probably have the exact right set of abilities to affect that.
Yeah, I didn't want to make any assumptions about scale or anything, but I figured that would be the answer.
Even a little bit, especially like maybe even after tonight, or maybe even referencing one of their previous shows, I can start a little trickle of it, and we can turn it up as we start to
Yep.
sabotage.
Yep,
Yeah.
let's start tonight. Just get a even though just a tiny bit of like, Bangkok was better or whatever.
Mhm.
You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
and then we'll let's slowly ramp it up, let them have another decent show that they think's a decent show,
Yeah.
quote unquote, which of course is great. God. But
I know.
uh,
But you know what?
we'll,
They'll
we'll
go
catch,
on to have more great shows other places.
we'll catch them next time. It's not like we're all doomed, or anything. So that's great. Uh,
Right. So you're going to be starting a sock pucket harsh vibe campaign.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm going to start pretty slow. I'm basically going to try to make it look like some posts have already been around of
Mhm.
people talking about ever since they got to Pearl City, it's just been a little off, like just here and there, just a little bit,
Mhm.
and then start ramping it up after from there.
Like the telepathic thing is a little creepy.
Yeah, the telepathic thing's
Ooh.
much, and
really, really woke scold them about it. Just
Some of better.
just
Some of
woke
them are
scold the
like this.
shit out of them.
Some of the posts are like, this telepathic shit is a little creepy. Other ones, like, in a place like Pearl City, like, we see this kind of telepathic stuff every day. Come on, impress us.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not creepy enough. Make me grow
Yeah.
Yeah.
horns, bitch.
I didn't have to jump.
I started now that I'm more thinking of it, is less of now that the glow from the show is wearing off. I'm getting more into it, so I'm writing your ideas up on the board, put a piece of paper up. Like, all right, keep them coming, and I'm gonna start formulating some sock puppet accounts to.
Oh yeah, and
Absolutely.
also really pressing the. I really can tell Joe is super sad since his breakup with Kelpie. That'll also cause some interpersonal conflict in the group, and
Yep.
He doesn't
he-
have the same
Start writing up
vigor as
various.
before.
He didn't
Start
come
writing
down
up
with.
various ones for me to.
Yeah.
He
didn't
didn't
come
come
He didn't
down.
just stay up there. He
what does
just,
that mean? He doesn't need to
yeah,
be up there the whole time. We know he can control that thing remotely. We've seen him do it.
He
exactly. And
doesn't care
everybody,
about
the
us.
crowd because
and
he's too messy.
and the rest of the band, like, they just, like, what? Do they just not give a fuck about him? Like, they're just abandoned him on stage.
Like that is, just read way too much into it. Just, like everything Taylor
Absolutely.
Swift has ever done. But,
God.
Mm,
but I mean, she's a great pop star, man. Just don't. It's not that deep.
For all of like
all right.
5 seconds, Damian starts to feel bad.
Where can I use? So access is the use a system
Yeah.
the way it's meant to be used, but without authorization, and control is push it to its limits, which is probably what I'll be doing tomorrow when we actually go.
Yeah.
Would it be access for just
Yeah,
starting?
if you want to like get into kind of like the Pearl City like social media communication hub, like the Pearl City OpNet a thing, you definitely probably need to link up with Asher to get access to get in range of it, because that
problem.
is like you would have to probably get close to it in order to you'd have to get within range of it. But if you synced up with Asher, you could do that. Go ahead and give me an access roll to kind of get into that main server, and so you can like deploy all of these messages.
Or that is my favorite mode enhancement, 6 successes.
Awesome, yeah. Like so, you seek it out with Asher's abilities, find it, get in, have access to it. Now, as far as the messages are concerned, I am going to need a persuasion roll. to craft.
So I was having everybody write the messages with me.
To craft the roll. If you guys want to do a teamwork roll on this, where two people can pull their dice pool.
I will be one of them.
Anyone
You
who's
should
not
definitely be one of
me on
them.
this one.
I will. Yeah, cool.
My socials are not very good.
Oh
You
yeah,
need
my
the sec-
socials are trash.
I need the second meanest person.
I guess that's me.
Damian.
Okay.
I did absolute dog shit, so I would like to use momentum on this.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me roll as well, I guess. Fuck. Yeah, definitely use momentum, but
Yeah, I only got two hits, so
Okay,
I'd like to boost that up with like 2 more momentum.
sure.
Go for it.
Spend half that momentum.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah,
ding.
dog. Excellent.
Okay, that's another 2 from me then.
Okay. Would you like to spend the remaining 2 momentum?
Feelings?
Sure.
Okay.
Fuck it, let's do it. Fuck it, we
Alright.
ball.
So yeah,
Let's
you
start
guys
off
blow through
strong.
your most of your momentum. I think you have 1 left.
Yeah.
Because you got 1 earlier. Yeah, so you guys blow through it. With Alex getting into the controls, getting into like unused accounts, like people who probably wouldn't notice it, is probably your best method of doing so.
Basically, like I try to look for like they were a tourist here before and left their account fallow when they left. That kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Asher and Damian just go 100% mean girl on them.
Awful.
As start kind of like building a little bit of a Schadenfreude backlash. Um there is like a second wave that hits of Blue Nebula fans. Like, because like she had asked, like, hey, everybody, leave them alone. I don't, but let's not add to the negative energy. But as soon as like this wave of negativity comes, they can't help it. It's like blood in the water.
We chum the water, man.
Yeah.
Listen, all we had to
we
do
are
was
tapping
start it.
into our repressed rage from growing up as like high school students in the FSA.
Yeah.
So
and then there's the second wave of like shaming people for woke scolding, and then people coming in shaming them.
The
and, like,
Ouroboros will
yeah.
spin forever now.
Yeah.
It has begun.
It's almost like social media is a cancer that we can't ever conquer.
One problem stopped.
But anyway, so yeah, so there is a bit of, let's say, drama that begins to erupt. Yeah, so do you guys like kind of foster that as like going into their next show? Is that where you guys are?
And I'll also subtly deprioritize messages if I can with that control of not only are we putting this negativity out there, but I'm making the positive stuff a little less likely to show.
Yeah,
Shadow ban the fuck out of them.
hell yes.
Shadow ban them.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely tweak that. Let's
Give them the old Musk.
Absolutely, the Musk protocols.
Activate the Musk protocols.
Oh yeah. What about Vega? Would Vega be getting up to anything in particular while you guys were kind of doing this stealth campaign?
I mean, I don't debate.
You could like boost the fuck out of our might so we're smart as fuck. Like that. I realized you could have just been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, as long as it's not a finesse attribute, I can make you guys like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh god, you can make them evil geniuses on the keyboard.
I mean, we
doing my part to help.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, you can be boosting their evil intelligence.
Well, this is the problem
Coming
with
up with equally
pointing.
terrible tweets or whatever.
This is the problem with pointing like basically super soldiers at a very mundane problem. Over engineering. Overwhelming
You're
force.
not wrong. Jesus.
This poor kid.
My God.
I'll go to their next concert outside of Pearl City and make it up to them.
Yeah.
Buy like a season pass.
I'll buy like a shirt.
Oh yeah, that's right. They get direct.
Yeah, cool.
I'm probably already like in my back pocket. I'm like, I'm already like planning my like positivity campaign for them for after this to help them bounce back.
Aw. Oh, you guys are all right.
Alex is just sitting here like I never knew that I had my own personal troll farm in these two motherfuckers right here.
We need to hurt a lot of feelings fast.
Oh yeah. We need trouble done.
Yeah. As you guys are doing this, so yeah, there's kind of a cloud that starts to form around their next performance, which given so you guys aren't directly messing with that one, right?
No.
We're gonna give us a little bit of
And in fact, it's okay if you guys go. Like if you guys want to go do the dance, show up, show out. I won't go, obviously. Just to, I don't know.
You and I probably should stay back, yeah.
Yeah, in case they want to look back at cameras and see us,
Yeah.
Oh, you
Not
people were
actually.
together. So, I don't know. Well, just being overly cautious.
Yeah. I mean, they did give us their cards.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
that-
It would be crazy if you guys didn't show
Yeah.
up for the next thing.
I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, you two are on the list for the next time. Yeah, like it's not so much like a repeat performance, like they changed things a little bit up. Like if Damian is willing, there could be like a section where like a bunch of portals get set up where people can jump through and like, be jumping around the arena.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Alex.
Wasn't there some social media stuff last time where people were like, "Sure, it's weird how those other scions aren't talking to the portal guy, right?"
Yeah. Someone like kind of like the maven of like Pearl City gossip, like the
Yeah.
comment they made. And so like, yeah, it's weird that the hero legionnaire didn't talk to these other two scions. Like, why's that?
Yeah.
I don't want to make you guys look suspicious, but I did have the thought of being like, "Ew, the only scions they could get to come to their show were the ones that no one."
No, do it.
Like.
Do it. Absolutely do it. Like
I will
fucking
in fact have
at least with Damian, absolutely fucking do it.
Yeah, basically I respond to that Maven was like with something like with basically using Damian to cast some shade on anime, okay?
Yeah, like he's just he's a fucking freelancer. Like he's not even part of an order.
They probably pay him to show up because they can't get any others. That's it.
Oh,
Old hard luck. Someone's
Ooh.
thirsty. You
Well,
thirsty.
Yeah.
Right. So you let the next show ride, participate in a little bit. There's a cloud over it, like, clearly like the drama, like they don't go so far as like address it at the show. But it has an effect. There is kind of like a guardedness to them in their performance. They don't go as baller weight crazy wild. You if you have an eye out for it, they turn down the kind of like semi-subliminal pro Nova message, because even though no one's hitting on them on that, they're like, man, if we're on the edge of getting canceled, let's not push that button.
They are media savvy then. Excellent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they clearly have some sort of agenda with that stuff. Like you don't just do that without wanting to do so.
Alex, it's like that might be why they're being encouraged to leave. That's kind of my private thought on that.
Yeah, but you as like that show winds down and Asher, you're monitoring it remotely. You feel that kind of like tingle buzz of a message being implanted on your focus crystal.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
You see it's kind of like a photognomonic access code to like the ISRA op site.
I will, while I'm monitoring, I'll just bring it up.
Okay. Yeah, so like it is an access code that gets you like past the public firewall, and like into like the file, like into like a specific part of the file server of like actual ISRA like private data. And in this data file is a small collection of files on Sovereign, the Nova that they seem to be obsessed with. And you kind of like start to scroll through with it, and you realize as you're reading it that Sovereign is a topic of discussion and like kind of inquiry and borderline obsession amongst like past focused clairsentients, like people who really like dig into psychometry to look into the past, because as you're reading through the files, obviously they don't have any like direct experience of her, but apparently from what they can tell, she had this intense personal charisma that, and they have no explanation for how this was possible, had an effect on the noetic totality. Like there's notes in the margins of it's like the universe loved her. And like that is just like this dossier that you get on this Nova who presumably died many decades ago, but has not been seen. But like, yeah, someone sends you that file as a thing you may need to be aware of.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll share that with everybody. What's going on? And I guess since someone's I will just kind of put the if anyone's looking at my crystal, I'll push a thumbs up onto it and be like, and boop boop.
Yep.
Sonic Youth, what?
Yeah, Atomic Youth. I mean, that is the thing that happened in the world. And like one of the as you're like scrolling through, one of the last files, that image files that you see, is like it's an old photo of like it like looks like it's like some sort of like ski resort. Like you see it's an image of Sovereign. She's like wearing this very cute like parka get up, and like she's got like ski poles in her hand, and she has her arm around a young man, and there are digital notations that identify the young man as Otha Herzog. He was alive back then. Otha Herzog is a millennial.
I mean, I guess he would be. Yeah, I mean, he's old. He is the very old man.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like that's like the last file that you see get access to, and it's a little weird.
Otha, you silly, silly old man. All right, well, that's weird. We're gonna have to examine that after this is done.
Right. Yeah, so you guys get back from the show. Things are a little unrest. Like there's definitely a pallid cloud over it. You guys are gonna do any further planning or preparing?
Stagger, flump.
I'll turn up the intensity a little bit on basically. So what I did was when I was setting up the sock puppets was kind of had some right after the show to make it look like they'd been right after shows, and then timing messages to go out at other times. So we'll turn up the intensity of their, or how much I'm putting the negative messages up just a touch, just a little.
Gotcha. So you're turning the heat up a little bit.
Yep.
Man, like how much longer can they keep this going? That was a trash show.
Why are they even still here? Ugh.
Ooh.
That might be that might save that stuff.
Sure.
Specific it out of Pearl City a little bit longer, but
Sure.
yeah.
Right. So yeah, so you guys start making your plans and getting prepared to fucking nuke this next show. Apparently,
Mhm.
that's not the plan for next time.
Yep.
Yeah, well, at least make it so it's uncomfortable.
Okay, all right.
Like
Are they gonna
Uh,
nuke,
it's not gonna be
nuke the show,
overwhelming, like
or
people vomiting infrasound, just like enough to be
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Cool. So we'll go. So next time we will start with the actual planning and execution of making these kids' lives difficult. That will be the end of this particular episode of Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. Thank you out there all for watching. Thank you guys for playing. If you'd like to support the show and the channel, you can go to patreon.com/simulacra studios to become a patron. Get access to our Discord server, chat with all of us, get access to casting calls if you want to role play with us, as well as the soon to be released first episode of the Aberrant War project. We are still ongoing filming with that, and post production will start forthwith. So that is certainly something to look forward to. Patreon exclusive for now. But anyway, so let's see how you fuck up some tweens. Nah, they're not tweens. They're
they're
Ru-
young
The
adults.
good guys.
Or-
yeah, good
Or the
guy.
good guys.
We're the good
Yeah,
guys.
let's participate in petty pop culture drama.
Mhm.
Right.
Pete's fighting the colony. Bye.